the next chapter, which is Appium basic concepts like API reference and what are all the various design capabilities, and how can we know the package name and as well as an activity name of an Android app. Okay, so what are all the design capabilities and then what is an API reference and other things. Prior that, what additionally I am adding means setting up a basic project. Okay, so I'm just setting up a basic project here. So as you all know that we have downloaded this Eclipse editor, right? We have downloaded this Eclipse editor, and then we have downloaded this Android configuration and everything to our local machine. Now here we need to write down the programs. Okay, cool. So how can we write down the programs and other stuff? Let's see here. So this is an UI automator properties, and then yesterday sharing a mobile screen. We studied in the yesterday's class how we are gonna create a virtual devices. Even we studied in the yesterday's class, right? So that's what the concept which we have studied in the yesterday's class. Once the device was started successfully, this is how the screen will display. So I already started my emulator. So this is how the screen will display, guys. Okay, capture this screenshot, update this screenshot in our running notes. So this is how whenever a new emulator got launched, this is how it will display. So in order to launch the emulator, I just navigated to AVD SDK folder, in which I double clicked on that AVD manager. We have already created, okay, we have already created an emulator. That's the reason it's displaying. Select this one and click on a start. It will take some time to start this emulator. Once the emulator got started, this is how it will display. Okay, once the emulator got started, this is how it will display. To cross check whether the emulator got started or not, I'm entering below command in command prompts, which is ADB space devices. So let me open the command prompts, devices. See, as of now, the second one is an emulator and the other one is a real device I have connected. As of now, I have two devices. One is an emulator to my machine and another one is a real device. So let me make a note here. Real device, emulator. I just added both here. So as both are there, that's the reason list of devices it's displaying as a 2. Okay, fine, great. Done up to here, I just added these devices. So the next and most important point which we need to add is to identify the object properties. We have seen a couple of ways to install the app, right? We have seen a couple of ways to install the app on your mobile, using which we can identify the properties, right? So okay, so let me search for this one. Let me search for this concept where we have installed this app on a device, so that we can add one more point over there. So download the Android Studio, download the Eclipse editor, APK file, we can download it. How can we install this APK file? So we can install this APK file by specifying the program. In a desktop version we have a capabilities. Okay, this is another version, and the another way to install this one is using ADB. We can install the app. So how we are gonna install the app using this ADB? So the simple point out over here is, okay, so the simple point is steps. The first step is open the command prompts. I think we have studied a separate concept for ADB. Right. Let me search here. What is an ADB? I think yes. So here we studied about what is an ADB. So here I'm just adding this concept after device skill server. So here using ADB we can install our app. So open the command prompt, start server using adb.exe space start underscore server, verify total devices using ADB devices, and now in the command prompt switch to the folder where in which your APK files are there. Okay, where in which your APK files are there, using cd space directory name. Okay, using this one, switch to that. So as of now all my APK files are there in the desktop in the Appium folder. In the command prompt cd space desktop cd space Appium. So I'm on this Appium folder now. The next point of what we need to do is install adb.exe space app.apk. So whatever the app you would like to execute, just to specify that. So from all these applications, okay, I think almost every app was installed in my mobile. Okay, every app was already installed in my mobile. So what I would like to do means, see, on my mobile device, so let me check it in a visor. See, it's not displaying the visor, the mobile devices. Hence what I am doing means adb.exe space start underscore server, kill underscore server, and then again let me start the server. So once we started the server, see, automatically it's getting this info here, the devices. Okay, on my device if you observe, the Facebook was not installed. Okay, Facebook was not installed. So I have an APK file for com.facebook. something else. So what I would like to do over here means, okay, so what I would like to do over here means adb.exe space install com.facebook. this one. I just specified this command. Okay, I just specified this command. So here adb.exe com.specify.apk file. Okay. .apk. Okay, fine. So when you hit on an enter button, error more than one device or emulator. So error more than one device or an emulator. Fine. So what I am doing means let me stop this emulator for now. So I don't have any usage with this emulator. So I just turned off my emulator. Okay, whenever we are in need, we will start this emulator. So I just clicked on that one. See, the process is going on 25, 30, 40, so on. The process is going on and it is trying to install the app on that device. So let's see after a few seconds whether the app got installed or not. Okay, cool. So it's getting executed and it's trying to install that particular app. Okay, so let's see how this is going to work. So it will take some time and it is stating that install fail already exists. So it's stating a message that this app was already exist on this particular device. That's the reason it was that's the reason it was throwing certain error message. So what I'm doing means instead of this app, so let me look for a different app or else in my mobile phone itself. Okay, so in my mobile phone itself, so let's try to install this drag sort. So install this drag sort.apk. So it's trying to install that one and it is displaying as a success. Drag sort got installed successfully. So the success message will display for us. 100% success. So here let me add a step. So after a few seconds, success message will display for us as below. Okay, success message will display for us as below. So with which we can confirm that this app got installed. To cross check, I'm going for this mobile device. See here, the drag sort app got installed. Okay, the drag sort app got installed here. Fine. So we successfully installed an app using this particular stuff. Okay, fine. So the another point of what we need to consider out over here is, okay, so we have performed all these operations. So the next point is setting up a basic project. So let me highlight this one with the name as chapter 6. Chapter 6, setting up a basic project. Okay, so what I'm doing right now means, steps. The first point is, the first point is open the Eclipse editor and select the workspace. So generally what we are doing, let me try to open this Eclipse editor for us. So this is the one. So whenever you are trying to open the Eclipse editor, it will ask you certain workspace. The workspace means where you wanna save your program. Just select a folder and click on an OK button, which will load Eclipse editor in a few seconds. Okay, which will load Eclipse editor in a few seconds. So as of now for me, I have a directly selected. Yeah, there are certain commands to do that, but the point out over here is, okay, so here the most frequently used ADB is, see, if you have such kind of a doubt, let me show you this stuff. Okay, so adb.exe start Facebook. So here it's throwing certain error messages. The various kinds of operations we can perform using an ADB is, we can start the server, we can list the devices, we can kill the server, and we can install the app. So once after we install the app, the other operations we need to perform on the device. We can run the program from the command prompt. So this is another option which we have, which we will be discussing in a further scenarios. Okay, so but as of now we don't have such kind of a commands to launch this app. Okay, cool. Done up to here. So the another point of what we are considering is, I just specified this scenario, and after that once we are done, so I just created a new I launched my Eclipse editor. Now the next step is create a new Java project. So here, file, new, go to others. Here you can find a Java project, click on a next, and I am naming it as batch01. Okay, so batch01, click on a finish. See here, a new folder batch01 got created with an SRC and a Jre System Library, and a Jre System Library contains our all Java related jar files. Okay, so let me capture the screenshot and let me update this document too, and it will display as below. The screenshot will display as below. SRC contains the source codes, means the programs whatever we are going to write. Jre System Library contains all the Java jar files. Guys, just give me a minute. Just give me a minute. Yeah, so here the point is, this Jre System Library contains all the Java related jar files. Okay, Jre System Library contains all the Java related jar files which are from programming files Java folder, means where Java was installed. Okay, so where Java was installed, from there it's just capturing that information. Okay, fine. Done up to here. So the next point is, once we specified this one, now here in order to write down, okay, so let me make a note of this point. In order to write down some Appium commands here, okay, in order to write down the Appium commands here, the only thing what we need to do is we need to add, okay, so we need to add certain jar files. Okay, so we need to add certain jar files. We need to add Appium dependency jar files. Okay, we need to add certain Appium dependency jar file. Okay, Appium dependency jar file. So that particular jar file is, which is Appium Java client jar file. Okay, Appium Java client jar file, which is the one we need to add. Okay, Appium Java we need to add to this project. Okay, so in order to add this one, okay, so in order to add this particular one, the simple point of what we need to consider out over here is, okay, so the simple point of what we need to consider out over here is, go to mvnrepository.com. So let me open a new tab, mvnrepository.com. So go to this URL. So let me update this one. Go to mvnrepository.com. In the search, enter Appium clients and click on a search button. So here I am entering Appium clients and I clicked on a search button. See here, we do have too many displayed out over here, where in which I am looking for IO Java client, IO Appium Java client. So this is the one what I'm looking for. Okay, so here let me capture this screenshot to show you where exactly we need to enter that. So we need to enter this text here, and then the next point is we need to click on this one. Okay, we need to highlight our Java client IO Appium. Okay, so I need to click on this link from the search results. Okay, so whenever you clicked on this particular Java client, it's gonna display the various kinds of Appium Java client versions. Okay, it's gonna display the various, okay, it's gonna display the various okay, so here display all this information. So the next point of what we need to do is, okay, so the next point of what we need to do is, okay, from this list of clients, I'm selecting 3.4.1. Okay, so here click on 3.4.1 link. Okay, cool. So the next next point is once after we are done, if you observe Java client at 3.4.1, so this is a Maven dependency. So whenever you are using a Maven, here we will copy this one and we will place it over there. Okay, as of now we are not using a Maven, hence okay, so you no need to go over there. Okay, fine. So here you have an option here, download a jar. Okay, so download this jar. Whenever you have a downloaded this one, in the downloads folder, you can find it as Java client 3.4.1. Okay, we can find a Java client 3.4.1. So here this is the one once we have downloaded, and here is the page. So I'm adding this page as my screenshot too. So I would like to hit on this download button. Okay, so I would like to hit on this download button. Click on a download link, which will be downloading Java client to our downloads folder. Okay, so which will be done with our downloads folder. So it's gonna download this Java client to our downloads folder. So the next point what we need to do after downloading the Java client, the next point is here we need to use a certain Selenium commands, hence even I need to add the Selenium Java files. Okay, so hence I need to add certain Selenium Java files. So what I'm gonna do in order to add the Selenium Java files means, if you scroll down this Java client 3.4.1 compiler dependencies org.selenium Selenium Java 2.53. So it is suggesting me that 2.53 Selenium Java is the supported version for this. So in the 3.4.1 page, it is suggesting us that Selenium Java 2.53.0 is supported version. Hence, let's download Selenium Java 2.53.0 version. So the simple point out over here is we need to add or we need to download Appium jar file and we need to download Selenium jar file as well. So we need to download both the jar files. So far we have downloaded Appium jar 3.4.1. Now we need to download this Selenium Java 2.53.0. These are just versions, that's it. Okay, so these two are versions. To download this one, okay, to download Selenium, downloading Selenium Java. So to download this Selenium, the only point of what we need to do is, okay, in order to download the Selenium, the only point of what we need to do out over here is, okay, go to seleniumhq.org/downloads, seleniumhq.org/downloads. From here, click on a previous releases link. Click on previous releases link. And then whenever we clicked on that previous releases, search for 2.53 link. Click on 2.53 link, which will display a below page for us. So this is the page it's gonna display. Okay, this is the page it's gonna display for us. So this is the page. So from this particular page, what I'm doing means I'm selecting Selenium server standalone 2.53.jar. I'm directly downloading this one, Selenium server standalone 2.53.jar. Okay, I'm trying to download this one. Click on above highlighted link which will download. Okay, click on an above highlighted link which will download Selenium server as a jar file directly to your downloads folder. That's it. So here we have a scene how to download these Selenium Java, and here we have a scene how to download these Appium clients. Okay, so we have a scene how to download this Appium client. So here Appium Java client. So we have a scene both these stuff, both the Appium Java client and as well as these two from this. Okay, cool. Done up to here. Guys, am I clear for everybody, or do you have any specific questions for me till now? How to download the required jar files? Is this point clear for you all till now? Srividya and Manisha, Venkat. Cool. So we have downloaded these stuff. Now let's add both jar files to our project, for which right click on your project, go to build path, and from where configure build path, switch to libraries tab, click on add external jars, select the two downloaded jar files and click on open button and click on OK button. So these are all the steps which we need to follow. So right click on batch 01, build path, configure build path. See, by default it's gonna be under the source tab. Switch to the libraries tab, add external jars, Java client 3.4.1, Selenium Java 2.53, click on an open and again click on an OK. See, automatically a referenced library folder got added. So let me capture the screenshot. So the referenced library folder contains the jar files, whatever we have downloaded. Okay, the referenced library folder contains the jar files, whatever we have downloaded. Cool. Done up to here. Okay, am I clear for everybody? So once we added these files, so copy this one and let me add it to this below screen. This is how it will looks like. Okay, so once we are done up to here, we are just done with the basic configuration required for us to work on this Appium. So we are just done with the basic configuration required for us setting up a basic project. Okay, setting up or else a project in an Eclipse to write programs. Okay, setting up a project in an Eclipse to write down our programs. So this is the basic stuff required for us to work on these concepts. Great. So once we are done up to here, once after we have mentioned everything. So the next point of what we need to consider out over here is, okay, so we have given this project and we have seen this information. Now, if you clearly observe guys, we added Java client 3.4.1 to our project. Right. So we added, we downloaded the Java client, Appium Java client, and we added that Java client to our project. Now, so what we can do means, so as per this API reference, okay. So the next concept is Appium API reference. So it means the entire API with respect to Appium is there under this Java client itself. Okay, with respect to this one, it's there under this Java client itself. So in Google, search for Appium API reference document and hit that link. So here what I'm doing right now means Appium Java client. As I have added 3.4.1, I'm just searching for 3.4.1 documentation, and from here I just found that java.io.3.4.1 documentation, Appium Java client 3.4 documentation. So this is a Java client. Based on the version we can get this, okay, based on the version we can get this one. So here 3.4.1 is my version, I just selected that. So this is the Java client documentation. Okay, so this is the Java client documentation. Now, okay, so over here, it will navigate to below URL, from where change the Appium Java client version as per your need. Okay, so here is the URL. Let me copy this URL first and update this URL, and so this is the version which you need to select. Okay, here is the one which you need to select. In my case, I selected 3.4.1. That's the reason 3.4.1 URL got highlighted. So this is complete API documentation. Okay, so this is a complete API documentation for this Java client. Okay, so here I don't know anything about this one. Now what I'm doing out over here means, on the left hand side from the all the classes, select this Appium driver. Select this Appium driver. So to study in details about this, I selected Appium driver from the all classes, which will navigate to below screen. Okay, so to understand, see here, this is a complete API documentation. In order to understand about any class, we just need to navigate to this page. I clicked on this Appium driver. It is stating it as a class. Okay, it's as a class, and here the direct known subclasses are Android driver and as well as an iOS driver. Okay, the direct known subclasses are Android driver and as well as an iOS driver. So this is how the screen will display. in which let me highlight whatever I have selected. This is an Appium driver, and here it's displaying direct subclasses, Android driver and IE driver. That's it. So here the point is basically it is stating as both Android driver and iOS driver are subclasses for Appium driver. Whenever we are working on Android devices, then we will create an object to Android driver, and whenever we are working on iPhones, then we will create an object to iOS driver. Like that, I just created an object. So what I'm doing means I'm copying this URL, the Java client URL here. Go to the editor, right click on your project, build path, configure build path, Java client, Java document. So what I'm doing right now, edit it. So I'm pointing to one Java client here. So I have directly pointed to one Java client. So what it will happen means whenever we are adding this Java client, automatically it will pull that document information. So what we did means, instead of going to this page all the time, copy the URL and then go to Eclipse editor, right click on a project, build path, configure build path, libraries, and then select. Okay, so let me show you here once again. Right click, build path, configure build path, expand these Java clients. Expand Java clients, select Java document and click on a edit button and paste below URL to that and click on OK button. So over here, this is the one, the Java doc location, edit it. So here, let me capture this screenshot. Let me capture this screenshot. And then after editing, point this URL. This is the URL. So I am not specifying any version, directly specify the URL. Okay, directly specify this URL over there. That's it. And click on an OK button. So what we are doing means, with the above steps, we are integrating the API reference document to our editor only. So in future, to study about any class, we no need to go for API reference in the browser. Directly we can understand, or directly we can get information here. Okay, directly we can get information here. So this is the simple point, guys. Is this example clear for everybody, or do you have any questions for me on this? Guys, is this example clear for everybody? See, if you observe Android driver, see, it is displaying in detail information about this Android driver. Instead of going for Google and searching for that, it is displaying a complete Android driver information and the various classes information here within this one itself. Okay, so this is how it's gonna identify this documentation. Okay, so get this done. Upon mouse hovering on any command, it will display this kind of a Java documentation. That's it. This is the purpose what we did now. Okay, so we studied about API reference. Where can we get these API reference? What is an Appium driver? And what are all the various subclasses using that particular one? And then how to add this Java documentation to our Eclipse editor. Guys, is this point clear for everybody, or do you have any specific questions for me? Am I clear for you all so far?
Yes.
Great. So done up to here. So in the tomorrow's class, what we are going to see means, so in continuation with this particular topic, in the tomorrow's class, we are going to study about what are the desired capabilities, how can we identify the activity name and a package name for an app, and then we will say with a couple of examples. Okay, Android basic commands with an examples. We will see this stuff in the tomorrow session. So we are going to study about what are desired capabilities, APM references and everything in our next session. Okay, fine. Done up to here. So that's all I have, guys. See you again in the tomorrow session. Thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you. Good night.